Hey everybody, it's Bust, continuing our playthrough of Lab of Legends. Today we are on hard mode Misfortune. Let's dive right in, see what shows up. And as we always say, we'll get through these quicker and quicker. I will not just quit and restart until we get appealing passive powers. I will potentially re-roll these at the beginning of the game, and then I will also try to find some kind of way to take advantage of Misfortune or this Scouts theme or the Plunder theme that she has going on here. I don't really like jumping into a Misfortune trial and then just trying to build around Zed. So we'll try to find a way to make this work and get some kind of cohesive deck. With these abilities, mana flow is always extremely good. I do like to chase after the abilities that let you break the rules of the game, and starting with an extra mana gem is a pretty reasonable way to do that. What we'll be taking here, it's a little tough for us to take advantage of Trifari and Might over here on the left, and then Grit. It's okay, but I don't think it's going to actually function on too many of our units. I really like the one that raises your health to match your power, but raising your power to match your health typically not nearly as strong. So we got the mana flow. We're ready to go. Jump in against the spiders. This could potentially. I can't imagine this is ever that bad. we have too many one-drop units and things like Make It Rain that are just too good against these things, and so I think we'll be fine. You never lose against spiders. It's just you don't want to take a big chunk of damage when you don't have to. So we do have the extra mana gem. I'm sure it'll take me at least 2 or 3 games to remember that, but I think we're reasonable enough to just start off with the Jagged Butcher. We're going to be looking to build up to this Make It Rain, and so banking up a spell mana or 2 is not going to be that bad. That's just a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and play Misfortune, because if he attacks now, I do want to go ahead and bring the unit down. Whereas if we play Jailbreak, we might get a 1 health unit, and it causes a bit of a problem. Dunekeeper. You told me Dunekeeper was showing up, I would have just gone ahead and played that. But hired gun, it's going to be fine. He's going to have a 1 health unit he can block Misfortune with, and so we'll just make up for the damage with the hired gun.
Love ya.
Got it. Perfect. Well, we can make it rain in combat, so let's just go ahead and play the navigator. Okay. These all look like reasonable targets. We had faced, didn't we? I mean, it's not like it. Let's be real, it doesn't matter. But yeah, if we're trying to get the highest of high rolls, then we certainly failed.
I'll hunt them where they breed.
Hey, had to stop the recording to go and sneeze, but now we're ready for action. But this should be fine. We've got his board cleared out now. The second attack may not be lethal. Should be pretty close.
Let's get to it.
Alright, didn't take any damage. It's as perfect as it can go.
That's how we do things in Bilgewater.
Okay, so we of course always can just chase after Zed, try to build around Zed. What other options do we have though? Because this Deathmark and the Shadow Fiend do not play well here. We're really, if we're gonna look to be a plunder deck, then we want to hit a Bilgewater champion. If we want to be scouts, we of course want to find a Demacia champion. And so, not really excited about this Zed. We could potentially make the Soraka work. I just don't really like Star Spring in Lab of Legends. The games don't last long enough, and it doesn't have enough impact to really do anything. And then down here, we could make usage of the Kindred. I could see a world where we're trying to, flood the board a little bit, and then we can Spirit Leech off these smaller units. But I'm just going to re-roll these and try to find something more on theme. Okay, so on theme isn't really what we hit here. Could make the Ash work a little bit. I do like Rime Tusk Shaman in these things. And I really just want a Demacia champion. maybe we just end up taking the Starlit Seer. This is pretty reasonable here, especially in these decks that have jailbreaks in them, like Jailbreak, Make It Rain. We have some spells that we can actually use to give this bonus. Avalanche is going to be a pretty dead card, though. Same Kindred. I'm going to give it one more roll. Okay, so either the Zoe, which is okay. I do like these decks that have the big one drops. Like if we're looking to play to the plunder package, then having Zoe there is pretty good. We could also look to take the Nexus just to fill in our top end a little bit to get the interactivity that you're lacking out of Bilgewater with the Bukai Sandspitter Siphoning Strike, and then have a big unit for the late game. I'm mainly just tempted to take this Zoe though. Yeah, I think this will be fine. Sleepy Trouble Bubble isn't exactly a high-powered card, but whenever like I've looked to build these plunder decks in the past, I've always just been happy enough to include Zoe. Like she's just kind of like having a Prowling Cutthroat. Seems like a pretty reasonable start. We can't interact with a Mist Wraith. We don't have any 3-attack units that aren't Misfortune, but we could technically try to do something like play Zoe. Oh no, we can't play the star chart. So, all right. Well, let's start with Zoe.
Reality is just your mind crumbling under what it doesn't understand, silly.
Go break the elusives. I was trying to think that like, well, maybe we can Zoe and then star chart and then star chart into the 4/1 overwhelm that costs 1 mana and then use that to block a Mist Wraith, but it's not happening here. I think we're good enough to just block this with Misfortune for our first one anyways.
I know what I'm doing.
She dies, it's not a big deal. Okay, and so we can just like regenerate these star charts if we want, but I don't think we're ever going to get anything out of Make It Rain this game. So I do want to take this down. Here's the Charger. And then kind of my idea here is it's like he's probably going to play another Mist Wraith, and I'd like to take that down with Hired Gun. So let's give this a round. Well, he's not going to have one now, but
You've got dangerous eyes.
it's
I
dead
like
here.
that. Not
Did we
just
do
the
it?
eyes, you know.
Oh, one short. Bon. It was pretty close though, right? Alright, this one should be done. Gotta remember that these are Sleepy Trouble Bubbles and not just Paddle Stars. You don't see the Trouble Bubble in Expedition. Doesn't really matter here, but you know, let's get some units on the board. Gonna flip yet? Getting really close to flipping the Zoe. Get him. Alright. You could have potentially had some spells there that would have been troublesome if you would have had a Withering Wail or a Grasp of the Undying, but I don't think we're ever losing that game, or maybe even realistically just never taking damage. Alright, we gotta pick something here. These cards aren't particularly good. I'm gonna stack it onto Misfortune since that's who we're looking to build towards here. But I don't. It's like I don't want to give her Ephemeral ever. The +2 attack is kind of okay. Overwhelm is fairly meh, but she's okay-ish with Overwhelm if we're getting to spend that that point onto our opponent's unit. That kind of counts as an additional attack since she overwhelms through that point. Here, the Hired Gun is fine. Don't like rolling on the reinforcements that don't have items. Okay, Thresh. Time for my nap. What do we got here? We don't want Chum the Waters. Don't want this 4-drop. Okay. Again, should be pretty good here. Thresh tends to just throw away his 1-drops into our 1-drops, and then he doesn't get to use the vaults. So, let's see if that's his game plan here. And I want to start with the Butcher. I don't. If we roll a, oh, I forgot we had that point of health. But I was gonna say if we roll a 1 health unit with the Jailbreak, it's kind of awkward as far as this attack goes. All right. I probably wouldn't have attacked with picks anyways there. I don't want to give our opponent the option to just not sacrifice off their unit. The AI seems to like to really attack, and so I don't want to take that opportunity away from him. So we wouldn't have attacked with picks anyways, but that doesn't make the play any more right.
Everyone's a garden.
Kill off his unit so it can't go to the vaults.
My saplings.
It's looking pretty good. This game should be about done. He just plays like a 4-cost unit here, then we're just gonna kill it with the trouble bubble and then have an open attack for the win. Oh my god. Can't stay awake. Get it together, Bust. You can do it.
Let's get to it.
Love ya.
So you can get out of this as well. They have like various Withering Whale kind of cards, but not this game.
Smiles.
Alright, now we have to run into the battles where Misfortune is not quite as good, but we are picking up a pretty good passive in Nature's Revenge. Just pairing up these saplings with Misfortune is fantastic, so very happy to pick it up. The only thing that would be better would be to pick up the Rally one. Okay, then these cards are garbage. I am tempted to just take Lost Riches, just for like the real late game power that we could get out of this. I don't think we're ever going to want to play Jury Rig or Guiding Touch, and so... Alright, it doesn't like really fit thematically what we're doing, but like hitting Lost Treasures or hitting the make 3 sea monsters or top sea monsters, whatever it is pretty big. Keelbreaker's kind of dead, but we have some real high roll potential coming out of this card. Alright, let's get it started, Zoe. And then do we ever want to attack just to get these plunders? So our units are a little bigger? I don't think so. It's like the 3/3s don't super matter in this matchup. He has a lot of like Icefell Archers, he has a lot of the 3/2 Challenger Wolf, and then it tends to be like Bull Elnix and 2/4s after that. So I think it's okay just to let that one go. So just gonna try and hook in our Zoe. That's the one that would make sense. We'd star chart out of it. What could we hit? We could only hit the we could hit Equinox. Seems not spicy.
Out before they know
Sad
they're
units.
bleeding.
Okay.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
Alright, let's discard the star chart and see what we can get going. I think we add both the Charger and Hired Gun. I guess it depends on what unit he really adds here. So let's do pick up the Charger. Add any of this. Don't have a lethal for the Wolf unless we kill off 2 of our units. This kind of sucks.
Get bloody, get paid.
I think we gotta do it, or we're gonna fall behind pretty hard. Our deck does not scale well. We need to get some more top end. Makes me wish we'd gone back and taken that Nexus. But these Freylord rounds are gonna be the more challenging ones. This guy's kind of whatever, but the dude next round having the Scar Grounds, they're just canceling Misfortune, and then the Sejuani after having all of her units with +1/+1. It's really tough for Misfortune to get through these, but it really pays off if you can make your way to the
I'm one of the good guys.
the Piltover rounds.
The hunt is on.
Just looked like, did we just generate a card? There was some kind of weird animation to the right. What was that? I'm not seeing it. Did that?
Time to get rich.
Lethal? Looks like it. Could have a frostbite or something here. Nope. Nice.
That's how we do things in Bilgewater.
So what do we got here? I do want to get some kind of late game. Cadrigen could be it, right? If we're complaining about not having late game, then we just add a non-drop to our deck. But no, Jack the Winter's a reasonable piece of late game. He's not nearly as good as he is in Expedition, because dealing 2 damage to your opponents when they have 35 health is not nearly as good as dealing 2 damage to your opponent when they have 20 health. But I'm happy enough just to come in here and pick up this 5/5. So welcome to the team, my man. The summoning ephemeral copies of Zoe. It is nice to have more copies of the champion, but what's it going to do? It's going to hit and then make a star chart that costs 1 less in our hand. I just want I'm not like really excited about the Razor Scale Hunter, but I think we do want some more top end here. Oh god, what a push. Here we go. It's also, you know, a scout as a means to level up our Misfortune, and all we have is him and the 2/4 for 4, so helps get our Misfortune going as well. I just got to go ahead and get rid of her. So dangerous to be like the first damage you can do, but then once the units are tough, she of course doesn't do anything, and then just kind of actively sabotages you by making your opponent's units larger. Okay. And I probably just want the larger unit. The Charger can actually be pretty good here, since opponent can play that the 2/4 for 3. It's one of their really common units. The elixir? Sure. Alright, Trouble Bubbles, you're not exactly what I was looking for here. Get him out of here. Elixir of Iron number 2. Oh man. You were making the realist of units.
Voices howl from the mountains.
I deal in coins and carnage.
Let's just stop in case we want to get a Trouble Bubble going. It's a decent place. The 6 damage isn't that scary, but
There's blood in the water.
not really close to flipping Zoe. It's kind of scary.
Join the
This is
crowd.
good. 8. Alrighty, let's just pass it. Trying to see how we can ever get this Zoe to level up. So here, it's like I kind of want to add Misfortune to try to get her to flip. This board's not like horrible for her now. Let's try it.
Favors the bold.
Brothers born from battle.
Take this one down.
Love
Our
you.
unit's gonna die anyways, so we don't care about her ability popping the unit.
Listen to the sounds of the wilds.
Got for a star chart. Can take the Equinox. Probably the one we're looking for here, just in case a unit starts to get out of hand.
Ye started without me.
And it's the Scar Grounds that passes out this ability, so we can take the tough off later, but we can't do it in the middle of combat.
Paradigm shift time!
You point, I shoot.
This attack here still works since the damage will happen from Misfortune. It'll go to 1 health and then get tough, and we'll do 2 damage to it. So that unit will go. Might as well throw you down here. Okay.
We like a challenge.
Mwah.
Ah, just another win.
Son of a...
Another day, another fight.
Get something on board. Bull Shark, cool. Don't mind just drawing a card.
The ocean charts our course.
Thanks for the heads up. You don't have to get too crazy in front of this thing now. But we definitely want to be keeping a scout unit here. It's like block 1. We'll at least wear him down 1.
Training.
That should be fine. We can flip our Zoe. But let's see if that's going to be our play, is to flip Zoe.
Make it
We want
worth
to do
my
something
while.
like this. Because we have the elusive in our hand. So we can give when you summon an ally, grant its keyword to all allies. Okay. So that's going to be our play. Do we want to have the scout on board? It's probably not really necessary. Let's just prevent the damage before we go into the next round. I do want the scout. I want to keep 1 so that we can flip our Misfortune. She's good for 4 damage next turn. But, here though. We need to stop a little bit. Haven't played the Serpent yet. That will flip Zoe. And I'd like to get another unit on the board before we play the Prowling Cutthroat. May not draw one, so we'll just have to kind of see how this plays out, but... Oh, of course we're drawing one. We have the Sapling. But...
Eye sharp as my spear.
don't think we're going to use it. Alright, so everything's got the old scout ability. Let's give everything a little bit of the elusive ability.
Best way to the heart is between the ribs.
Okay, you shattered me. You did it.
Fresh out of mercy.
No hooks, please.
Love ya.
That's how you get there. Nice.
Miles.
Alrighty, let's see how we can get ready for this Sejuani match. Pilfered Goods is interesting. I don't really remember Pilfered Goods ever being an expedition. I'm kind of tempted. These are all kind of interesting. I'm tempted to pick up the Sleepy Trouble Bubble just because we already have them in our deck, and then making it, not as horrific to play. I'm not sure. I don't think it reduces the cost of Paddle Star though, but you cast a spell, reduce my cost by 1. I think this is where we actually want to be. I'm not a huge fan of Pilfered Goods in these games. There's it's in the P&Z rounds. There's the one deck that has Progress Day, like the first round deck, which this is good against, but then I don't like it against a lot of the future decks, and so pick that one up. I think Ancient Coining our Razor Skull Hunter seems good. I don't want more jailbreaks. I don't really want more, doubling all of the troubles doesn't really do too much. I guess it would actually work with this spell, or it would work with the second spell, which I don't know if the elixir falls onto. Okay, we'll find out. We'll see what happens. We'll play a Trouble Bubble before it's all said and done. Yeah, I don't think the ability falls back to the Paddle Star. So little unfortunate in that sense, but I was like 80% confident that that was how it worked. Don't think we can just discard Razor Scale Hunters. We could probably discard a hired gun. Let's start with Jailbreak and see if opponent does anything. Okay. Probably just want the stats out of the charger.
And here's where I'd paint my constellation.
Gotta get out of here!
Okay, Sejuani is worrisome. She has a ton of stats, but big curves like this are how we can do it.
Leave nothing standing.
Okay.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Alright, hopefully he doesn't have an answer to this Razor Scale Hunter. Zoe, your timing was poor. That was not good timing. Alright. Let's see if he does something. Let's see if he'll play another Omen Hawk. Oh, we get an attack token back. Intentional. I knew that was going to happen. That was what we did before. Okay, I've got to remember that now.
Stand in my way.
The scouts bringing back the saplings. I knew that I saw something over here on the right as far as like something dying, but I couldn't figure out what we would have actually generated a card for. Okay, it's getting the sapling off of the scout attacks. Gotcha game.
Oh, gravity! Which side was upside again? Whichever way the paint drips, Zoe.
This is just going to be another open. I guess we could play Jack the Winner, but we're probably going to lose damage if we add him to the board. Oh, hang on. If we go 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, would be one short. Assuming we just hook whatever he plays with the sapling. 5. Yeah, we're one short. But, I mean, having Jack the Winner generating Sleep with the Fishes should be a kill for next turn.
Time to make some coin.
Okay, cool. I think we're good now.
Lock the doors!
Pain is nothing.
There's no life gain or removal spells to get out of this, so we're just gonna get him. Sleep with them fishes, Sejuani. Nice. Let's get ready for these P and Z rounds. And so it's raised my power to match. Oh, they're both here. Both grit and the best defense. I do really like the best defense. We don't have like a whole lot of ways to take advantage of it, since almost all of our units have like the same amount of health as they do attack. But the thing you can end up doing with this is, with the best defense, is say, you know, we'll ignore Chum the Waters since it turns it into a 5/5. But let's say we attack with Jagged Butcher and he blocks with 1/1, and then so we have a 2/1 Jagged Butcher, then we attack again and he gets his health back. And so this should play out pretty reasonably with the likes of Island Navigator and Razor Skull Hunters as well. Always happy to pick this one up. Would rather have the rally. It's like maybe we should have rolled the dice to try to find another rally, but I think that's okay. And then Ancient Coin on Misfortune does allow us to play her on the first turn, since we have the bonus to the mana gems, and so I think that's okay. We could have also go after Phage, but the Misfortune ability is so good against like this round where they play a ton of 1 health units, and then against the turret round, that I think this is good. Probably hang on to Make It Rain. It just feels a little expensive against this deck. I think I just want to search for 1-drops. We're drawing 2 cards a turn. We'll probably find a Make It Rain eventually. Let's start with Zoe. So he's Probably gonna play some dudes so we can still get a good hook here.
Stink of blood and sweat.
Getting them.
Won't find better this side of the sun.
This is an awkward turn.
Oh, knows me name.
No refunds.
Alrighty, well, let's get the misfortune. We'll get the chum the waters.
These streets like me.
I think we're good. Thanks for telling me where you're gonna put the map. I always appreciate that. We were gonna hook and kill this because it was the biggest unit anyways, but appreciate it. Let's grab him. I think we're fine to trade out our misfortune for this use cask salesman. We're getting a ton of damage in this way. Right, we're having no trouble whatsoever keeping our board full. I think that's good.
No, I haven't used all the other tricksters.
Okay. Would we rather treble bubble this next turn? Or is he actually going to attack with it here? Let's go ahead and shut it down.
Who loves bubbles? Me!
Okay.
Eye sharp as my spear.
Well, let's start chart. We're gonna pick up a what do they call it? A sapling at the start of next turn. So I don't want to add anything now, but we should be able to trade it out in combat or do something interesting here. I want to start with Make It Rain. If we Make It Rain, cheapen up the Trouble Bubble, kill all of his littles, then there's a chance that we can say like Trouble Bubble his Long Tooth and then or get in this way. So we're not going to lethal this turn. Zoe's kind of close to flipping.
The hunt is on.
Fine, dude. It's lame. You're a big lame-o, dude. Alright. At least we get to chunk in for the damage here. 2, 5, 6, 7, 11. Hitting 4. Or we could just go ahead and stun.
Shit time! Danger noodle!
Danger Noodle. Nice work, Zoe.
What you looking for?
Nap time!
Real close to flipping.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Let's just go for it. Let's jailbreak. That'll be a card to put on board. Chum the waters, although our Chum the waters isn't that great. Our unit's just gonna fall.
Get bloody, get
In times of crisis, an aspect descends to herald the reshaping of worlds. And get
So we can like just do the same thing or try to do the same thing where we play a scout and play an elusive next turn. Shouldn't need all of that, but we can give it a try. Kinda messed up, dude.
Join the drowned.
Alright. Oh, it's for the rest of the game, though, isn't it?
Just borrow it.
Enemy vulnerable. That'll work for you.
Them where they breed.
Okay, those animations were taking a long time. I thought I was right as far as Zoe was concerned, that ability lasts for the rest of the game, but I've been wrong before. There we go. That's what we needed.
Hey there. Don't mind the knife.
Let the show begin.
Scary? It's not that scary.
The dead don't need riches.
There it is. Onto the turrets. Oof. So we can get a tough misfortune. I do like picking up health potions, but we haven't had any real trouble with taking damage or preventing damage this game. We want to stack up to our 5th misfortune. It's close. It's like I'm never like really enthused about jailbreak. So let's level up misfortune. Get those stats on her. I don't want to find a misfortune though, but I think when we have the 2 1-drops, we probably just have to hang on to them. Zoe, nice. Yeah, everybody gets some units.
Message from. Oh, hey, what's that?
A foray into the field? How exciting.
I would say, I wonder if he ever blocks with the shredder. I can't remember that aspect of this opponent. So apparently not here. Not cool, my man. Not cool. And I think the plan is just to open. If we draw misfortune, then we won't open. But man, we've been nailing pull sharks with that that ability. Okay.
Ye started without me.
Trick shot.
Get him. I want to save this trouble bubble. We'll get something better out of this than just punching in 2 damage here. So.
Charged up and ready to go.
Aren't any gods here? Just me.
Attack into our Jack the Winner. I bet you don't.
Lock the door.
Nice.
Looking for trouble?
As you can
It's
see,
on you.
misfortune into all these 1 health units is not a bad deal. This is gonna hook the strongest, so we need to take down the Voltician while we can.
You're cute when you're armed. Firepower's always in style. Don't stand in my way.
One of these. Now the rest of his blocks are all horrible. Yeah, I don't think we want a hired gun. The Storm Lobber. Looks good. Looks good.
Lucky shot.
I want to sleep with the fish is something. I guess I was thinking, we could just kill off one of the smaller ones, but we could just override it if it comes down to it.
I promised a bloodbath.
Something's happening. Playing Flash of Brilliance. Progress Day? Alright, my man. Slam those cards on the board.
What's your wager?
I'm gonna play Lost Riches. As well, hired gun here.
You're cute when you're armed. Firepower's
have any
always in
scouts.
style.
Okay. Oh, we can sleep with the fishes, so then when we attack with Misfortune, she'll get her health back. Right, I mean, we're pretty strong here.
Lock the doors.
You point, I shoot.
Hook you here. You go in front of our next weakest unit, which would be you. We can try to get the most damage in as possible. It's getting us there.
Safety first.
Love ya.
Overwhelm Misfortune chucking in these damages.
Taste of progress.
Okay, then do we want to go ahead and kill this? Probably. I'm on board with this and on board with playing. Good discard Sleep with the Fishes to Spacey Sketcher, but it doesn't seem spectacular.
I'm on it. I brought my books. Hope
Go
that's
ahead and
all
get these damages in where we can.
Fighting's a bloody.
He's gonna start dropping 8/8s, and so we need to end this fast.
I promised a bloodbath.
Okay, the Make It Rain can go. I was looking for a,
Spilled paint is just accidental art.
what are they called? A scout. Oh no, I'm sorry. With the Sketcher, I was looking for the elusive. I want to play the Messenger and try to find a scout. There we go.
Excuse me?
So, like, you can
Oh,
go
you're
down
interesting.
here.
Make it worth my while. Not my first gunfight.
Right. Deliver damage through the quick attack, get the big damage onto the T-Hex, and then have our shooters down here survive.
Oh, my paint!
I think might have messed this up a bit in the sense that if we kept one of his small guys around, then we could have played the Razor Scale Hunter on the small unit and then potentially gotten 2 attacks out of it. As it stands, I have a bit of trouble getting multiple attacks out with this now.
I sharp as my spear.
We're gonna draw a card. Let's see what we draw. Let's wait on Chum the Waters since we can. We're gonna get this free unit and don't want to miss out on it.
You wanted wrath.
This will also let us hook this 1 health unit with an Overwhelm Misfortune.
Let me think.
Okay.
Son of a.
I guess the Chum the Waters will be slightly bigger than Misfortune, but I think we should end the game this turn. I'm gonna flip right. That was kind of the linchpin to this play ever working, is we needed Misfortune to flip.
Bet.
Who likes that on?
Alright, this will do it. This 3 damage.
No regrets, no mercy.
Whatever the thing's called. Widow. It's not Widowmaker, is it? Doesn't make sense for her to make widows. But Bullet Time, that's what I was thinking of. Okay. Ooh, alright, let's go ahead and get ourselves into this victor battle. Be tough. You know, that Misfortune ability is really strong against the Foundry and the turrets, but it goes back to being not spectacular against Victor. It's not bad. It's like certainly not playing against the Scargrounds round, but needs a bit of help. Zoe, I worry about how good she's going to be here in the final battle. I'm not like willing to just discard her because she's so good. Picking up a Zoe on the first turn's a real deal, but they tend to have so many of those Nyandroids that just shut her down that I'm not expecting too much out of her. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Draw a bunch of expensive cards. This is apparently what we can do. We'll get rid of everything. Spacey Sketcher is a very low value card in our deck.
Look at this reality! Look how
A lot of trouble bubbles we don't want. Alright, let's get him, Zoe. We need some help. You have all the stuns in the world. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. We star chart. Tempted to just take the Moon Silver so that we can add Jack the Winner next turn. Or we could add the Navigator either way, but probably I'd just take Equinox.
Portal me something cool.
Okay.
Every wave is a path.
Look at that. Look at that. I got my own armed gearhead, my man.
What's up, kitty cat?
Yeah, he shut down our Zoe.
And this is our way.
But we do get the sapling back this way. Gotta keep remembering. This is the perfect time to remember that we keep getting saplings. And then do we ever want to just Equinox this thing? This is probably about as scary as a unit as he can deploy.
Now I pack a punch.
What's he doing over there?
Okay. It's Victor.
Victor? He's so boring. He doesn't even like cake or cake.
You will have no cake. You are fartfest.
I think we're good to just add Jack the Winner. This way he's probably not going to attack with Victor because he can't play the Hex Core upgrades. Then now we can start adding in Misfortunes.
Lock the doors.
Start with Misfortune and
I'm
see
one of
what
the
he
good guys.
brings to the table.
They said I can be whoever I want.
You already are, and so much more. There's
We do miss out on the sapling. We kind of messed that. We filled up our board. I don't want to say we messed it up, but with the Victor hook, I think are good to just go ahead and attack with you. Well, let's see. Let's not jump into that just yet. Let's stun this thing. Now the rest of our attacks look good.
the hunt is on.
Scouts. Okay. Everybody gets in. We want to hook this Victor. Oh, you have vulnerable. We don't even have to hook you. Not in front of Zoe. This is put in front of Misfortune so we get the overwhelm damage still. And the hook here. It's good.
System malfunction.
Alright, Gaz. I don't want to call my shot too early, but I feel like we got this one. I think we're good here.
See?
Misfortune's going to get her flipped attack in next turn. Alright. Trouble Bubble's coming in to save the day. Close are you to flipping at 8? It's pretty close.
Nap time.
Can probably just finish off with this, hey, let's make an elusive play.
Now I pack a punch.
The star chart, we'll take the Trickster so we have an elusive. Let's play the Sketcher. We can discard Paddle Star because we're never going to cast it. Moonglow will work, I guess. We've already played Equinox. I haven't played the Charger, but
Paint me and Stomper playing catch with Zoe. I'm a serious artist now. I paint sparkle flights. The universe demands
okay, there's the flip.
I'm doing it anyway.
I think we're good.
Oh, great. Nice. Now I pack a
Get a
punch.
little bit of damage in. We're gonna give everybody elusive. He does have 2 elusive, so I guess we have to kind of deal with that next turn. really. We can just open into this. We open, gonna block our 2 bigs, which would be Gearhead, Sleep with the Fishes. So that would be like 2, 6, 7, 10 exacties. Oh no, we have to get scout attacks though. Okay, let's pass.
Lock the doors.
We're just gonna draw more trouble bubbles.
This is glorious!
Make 'em bleed.
Look at you. You could use a change.
And I was kind of thinking that these mechanized mimics were gonna have elusive. It's not the way it works. That's fine. So this is okay. They have to attack to get the elusive. Still have a scout? Do not.
Okay, what did you do this time? Let's do it over there.
Boom. That's it. That's how you do it. That there, nice little misfortune run. We were able to navigate the weak points. So that turned out pretty good. Good. And so yeah, we can get this pulled up real quick, but not too much excitement going on here. I wish I would have remembered that Nature's Revenge worked well with the scouts. That took me way too long to remember, but that's definitely powerful. But yeah, so I mean, at least the big thing I can at least say to Misfortune is there's 2 things that you're gonna have to realize with her. It's the thing is there's some rounds where she's extremely strong, some where she's extremely bad. So she's typically pretty bad against the Freylord rounds, particularly the Scar grounds, but also Sejuani. So you're gonna need to either be able to outrace them or try to go over top of them. Going over top of Sejuani is pretty hard to do, but I usually like to be really aggressive with Misfortune. And then you do need to find a reasonable champion pairing with her. We didn't have a whole lot of plundering going on, but Zoe can be good to that end. Otherwise, you really want to be paired up with Demacia to get the additional scouts. It's kind of the preferred choice as far as Misfortune's concerned, or I'm usually okay pairing her up with another Bilgewater champion like Twisted Fate. But yeah, that is going to do it for us today. I hope our little journey through the hard round of Misfortune helps you out with your own labs. This is Bust, and thank you for being here.